Hello and welcome to Uncommonly Good MTG. I am your host, the adaptable, the courageous, the ever so generous Dr. Yukon Suckit. Yes, thank you everyone. Remember, everyone, tell your mama, Yukon Suckit. She'll appreciate that. Actually, word to your mother. Anyway, so today I am broadcasting to you from my secret underground headquarters, and I'm bringing to you a deck that I found over on Untapped GG, referred to as MARDU CONSUME. I think the deal is that I think I played against somebody who was playing with Hidetsugu Consumes All. I'll call him Hidetsugu. I don't know, forget it, I can't pronounce his name. Hidetsugu Consumes All. And I thought, wow, that's a pretty cool deck. I really like that guy. He seems pretty awesome. And the big problem is that I was steering away from him for a long time. It's hard to get a bunch of mythics, and then plus trying to get a mythic that is 3 colors. A lot of times I steer away from that. So even today, I think I only have 3 Hidetsugu Consumes All. And so we got all 3 of them in here, and I think I even choked the deck back a little bit. Just because I didn't have 3. But anyways, so let's take a look at what is in this deck. Then we'll take it out on the track and try it out. So at the low end, we start off with Luminarch Aspirant. And it's a 1/1 for 2. And at the beginning of your combat on your turn, you put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. So this one is a grower. She will keep making something grow every turn. With all the creature kill out there, you usually kill her, or you're killing something else. But, while you can slip it through, she is a fantastic card to keep on the battlefield for yourself. We start off with her. Then we get into Lizard Blades. So, as you see, we're starting to put this thing together. We got Lizard Blades, which is a 1/1 for 2 as well. This time it has double strike. Equipped creature has double strike reconfigure. So this is a creature or its equipment. And the deal was, like, if you were to take this and put it onto Luminarch Aspirant, at which point then this one comes out as a 1/1, and then you just let it go onto itself, it becomes a 2/2. You put Lizard Blades on it, becomes double strike, which means you're striking as a, for 4 essentially per turn, and growing every turn. So you're going 4, and then it's going to be 6, and then 8, and then 10. So just between these 2 cards alone, they are going to be growing by 2 every turn if you put them together, right? Next, we got Killian, the Ink Duelist. Now, there are 4 of these in here, despite the fact that he is a legendary, which means that this is like a key card in the deck. Whoever put this together thought that Killian is like one of the main reasons for putting this deck together. Let's take a look at what he is. So for 2, you get a 2/2, which is okay, right? That's like the basic right there. But you also get lifelink and menace. Now, if that's all, that is a fantastic price to pay for having a dude. I mean, the fact that he's a legendary, okay, that would explain it, right? But now, even more so, spells you cast that target a creature cost 2 less to cast. So I think that's the real key to this guy, is that whole targeting a creature and cost 2 less to cast. And maybe we'll see what happens as we go further along. We got Vanishing Verse, which used to be so good, but there's so much multicolored permanence out there nowadays. It's not as great, but it's still in here. There you go, Vanishing Verse. It might be better to switch this one out for like Blood Chieftains. I forget what it is. It's a black one, costs you 1, and it'll take out the creatures with 2 mana or less, because there's a lot of things that have 2 mana or less, right? But this one's going for target, mono-colored permanent. There's still a lot you could target with it. Enchantments, artifacts, lots of stuff, right? So maybe we'll see what happens. Now we got Kai's Onslaught. Now suddenly we got something. We got a spell that targets a creature, and so then therefore, if Killian's out, this thing only costs you 1 rather than 3. Now we already got it for cheap if we just foretell it. Because that's like putting away on layaway there. You pay 2 ahead of time, and then you can cast it for 1. But it looks like if we had Killian out, we wouldn't even have to worry about that. You could just play it straight out of your hand for 1 mana. going up against some giant bone dinosaur. I mean, I know that's a Phyrexian, but you just never seen him look so incredibly bony right there. Then we got the Reckless Stormseeker, probably one of the best cards out of the Werewolf set. This one always delivers. It always provides lots of value. It costs you 3. You get a 2/3 out of the deal. And then at the beginning of your combat on your turn, target creature you control gets +1 and haste until the end of the turn. Right? So that means if only just Reckless Stormseeker on its first turn, it's going in as a 3/3 with haste. And it could just go. You got a hasty guy going on right there. If you happen to have another piece of mana out, and you happen to have Killian, then yeah, you could always give it double strike and +1. Meaning it'd be doing 8 points of damage right out of the blue there, right? Good thing about Killian, though, double striking him is, look at him, he's got lifelink and he's got menace, meaning that most likely he's going to be left alone. He's going to be dealing his damage. And if you only put a +1 on him, he'd be up to a 3, which means you're going to be getting 6 life out of that transaction. You'd be swinging the life totals, 6 from your opponent and 6 to you. That's a lot. The Reckless Stormseeker also has got a great version to it. And the good thing about this is every turn, this guy can pick any new creature who currently has summoning sickness and give him haste, letting him do what he needs to do. Which means if Reckless Stormseeker's out, you can then throw a Killian out, give him the haste, and then pop him with Kaya's Onslaught out of nowhere, right? So then he'd be 2 +1 from the Reckless Soul, would make him into a 3. Giving this a +1, making him into a 4, making it 8. 8. Plus, you'd also be able to attack then with this guy who'd be a 2, which means you'd be doing 10 points of damage and getting 8 points of life out of that transaction. Now, you just really need some trample to make sure it gets across, because Reckless Stormseeker can be blocked, unfortunately. I bet you we'll see that later on. We got the Seismic Wave. Seismic Wave costs you 3, but if you happen to have Killian out, it'll cost you 1 red. Seismic Wave deals 2 damage to any target, and 1 damage to each non-artifact creature target opponent controls. Meaning that you can deal 2 damage to an artifact creature, maybe kill it, and then deal 1 damage to like everything else, which is a nice little board wipe, provided they got a bunch of little things, maybe a bunch of citizens or something. Otherwise, you could do, 3 points of damage to something and then 1 damage to everything else. There's a lot of versatility here. You're never quite sure exactly how that's going to work out. We got Hidetsugu Consumes All. So we got a saga here. And it the first turn, destroy each non-land permanent with a mana value of 1 or less. And there's a lot of stuff out there that plays with a mana value of 1 or less. It's not as much as you think. There's a lot of things that are mostly 2 or less. And so unfortunately, this doesn't do it. But this is mostly a token destroyer is what you'll begin to think of it as by, I believe. So we'll get it out there. It'll blow all the tokens away, clear the board, and then on the next turn, on turn 2, it'll exile all graveyards. Problem is we do have some flashback, specifically right here, so try to play around that, because you know it's coming, right? Turn 3, you get the Vessel of the All-Consuming, a.k.a. Hidetsugu. And he is there you go, Trampler, right there, you see it. And he's a 3/3. And whenever he deals damage, you put a +1 counter on it. And when he deals damage to the player, if it dealt 10 or more damage to the player this turn, they lose the game. Okay, so this is the guy that you want to turn into a double striker. Because if you think about it, let's do the math here real quick. If you get him out, and let's just say then you get the size, you got the Reckless Stormseeker looking for somebody. So then he goes ahead and says, yeah, guess what? You got +1 counter and haste. So now suddenly he can strike as for 4/3, right? And then you say, I'm going to use this 1. I'm going to give him double strike and +1. So now he's a 5/4. And then he comes in and he does 5 points of damage. Now he's dealt damage, so now he gets himself another +1 counter from his own ability, putting up to a 6/5, and then he goes in again for another 6 points of damage. So now you've just dealt over 10 points of damage, and hopefully you've done it all to the player. Or if somebody blocked, they only blocked with, let's just say, 1, because you just dealt 11 points of damage. So that means that you've just killed the other person because you've dealt over 10 points of damage to the player this turn. by the Hidetsugu himself. So yeah, you don't have to deal 20 with Hidetsugu. You just have to deal 10 or more to the player this turn. Then they lose the game. So there's your combo, man. It's just a bunch of trying to get it all together. Okay, we've got Angelfire Ignition. So, you know, the deal is that you put 2 +1 counters on target creature. It gains Vigilance, Trample, Lifelink, Indestructible, and Haste until the end of the turn. The only thing you're missing is Double Strike. But where do we get Double Strike from? Kaya's Onslaught, Lizard Blades. Trying to get those onto the Hidetsugu once he comes out. Because, yeah, you don't have to deal 20. You just got to deal 10 or more. Lastly, we got Showdown of the Skalds. Exile the top 4 cards of your library until the end of your next turn. You may play those cards. So that means you get 2 turns where you can play the cards. Unfortunately, the first turn is pretty much just playing this card. That's 4 mana. You know, 4 is usually the most of what you got going on. So it means on your next turn, you get to play something else out of whatever those 4 cards that you end up putting into exile would be. But it gives you a lot of options. And then it says, whenever you cast a spell on turns 2 or 3, you put a +1 counter on target creature you control. So, yeah, you're just trying to get those +1 counters onto whoever your running back is. So that way you can then give them Double Strike. Hopefully it'll be Hidetsugu. So that way you can, as long as you can deal 10 or more, that guy's dead. Otherwise, you put it on somebody else like Killian or, you know, I don't know. Anybody. As long as they got like Trample, it goes a long way, right? So that's it. It's just get dudes out, pump, and try to get them to kill. Other than that, we've got, looks like no basic lands whatsoever. We've got, though, we got fast dual lands, mostly fast dual lands, and that's it. Fast dual lands and mostly fast dual lands. So it shouldn't punish you too much. All right, so that's the deck. Let's take it out and see how well it does. All right, we're playing against thorfael. Thorfael? I wonder if you pronounce that differently. Like thorfael or something like that. All right, 4 mana. No creatures. Let's keep it and see if that's a decent hand at all. I doubt it, but... All right, let's see if you have anything really slow. Nope, everything is pretty much as it is. Let's go for black. That's funny, I really didn't need black at all. I should have gone with red. Well, let's see what we draw. That guy needs to die. Red. And we shall foretell the future where I play Kaya's Onslaught. Mark it. It's a prophecy. Touch the precious. Yeah, man, I know. I got your respect there, didn't I? 'Cause I touched it. You better give that +1 to your Gala Greeter or else they're both dead on the next turn. Oh, you did it. Good for you. All right, dual Landosaurus. Let's go be villains. Let's go be villains. Ruffle. Whirl. Don't do it. I will end you. What do I got there? Let's white it up. I know. I mean, I got Hidetsugu now, and he'll be willing to do what needs to be done. And like prophecy foretold, Kaya's onslaught has been known. It is the truth. What does this take? Crew for 3? So let's see here. We got +1 counters, puts them up to a 4. Plus itself makes them into a 5. I love some Devil Strike on there, but doesn't look like that's going to happen. This guy is trouble. Hubba, dubba, trubba. I think I'm taking out his security rocks is my guess. Otherwise, he's just going to let it through. I'm going to be trampling it anyway. What you going to do, Mr. No Mana? Just read my card. I'm going to touch the precious. Touched it. Yeah. I'm willing to do it. Oh, the humanities. You should have done it. You should have killed my Reckless Stormseeker. Of course, I don't know what you have in your hand, but you should have given it up, man. I'm kind of just hoping you'll put out something with like a token creature or a... Yeah, there you go. Another one that just has a single. I don't care how big that dude gets at this point, because Hidetsugu is going to consume all. You're going to love it. Ooh. Oop, that guy's not right. You coming at me, brah? All right, let's go for it. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Because I don't have enough mana to get through this. I'll be able to get him up to a 6, 7. Then he'll give himself a +1. So you can kill whatever they put in the way, which will be sweet. You're not going to like that at all. You're not going to like Hidetsugu. Hidetsugu. Oh, come on. Mana value, man. What is it? Oh, it's a 2. You can double up on them? Yeah, you are. Yeah, security rocks. The vomit comment there doesn't work unless you got free power. Hidetsugu. I prefer Hidetsugu. Oh, that's not good. Go for life at this point. You coming at me, brah? Yeah, I thought I was taking out the Gala Greeters. That's not going to happen, is it? You ain't popping crap, man. Ooh, that's not good. No attacks. What does this thing pop at? Sacrifice a treasure. It becomes artifact creature on the turn. All right, all right. That bites. He's starting to get a little too beefy for me is the problem. What is Hidetsugu going to do? Whenever put a +1. Whenever all consuming deals damage to a player, if it's dealt 10 or more, they lose the game. Yeah, that dragon's... He's trouble. But he's got more than enough to pop out that stupid vomit comet. Ugh. Alright, so I can deal 1 damage to something. Those guys are too expensive. They're just way over my ability to punch at this point. I can kill off the Gala Greeter. I could do that at least. Suck it! Let's get Hidetsugu up. You could pop out a 6, so no attacks. I mean, technically he's got enough for lethal, but of course I can block. I could kill. Slow and steady wins the race, right? All right, 4 onto Hidetsugu. Pop him up to 7. All right, we can attack now. He'll have to block, double up. He can still win. Just me turning in. I'm gonna have to leave something behind. All right, you're going in. Vessel of the all-consuming. No damage, but I'll kill one of them. Yeah, you get that treasure. There we go, I'm up to 15. That's good. Ooh, good job, Hidetsugu. He's got vigilance as well. I don't know what his deal is. Oh, it's because of the card I was playing. Angelfire Ignition, Vigilance. That's what the deal was. Okay. Yeah, come at me, brah. I'm going to touch your precious. I touched it. Oh, yeah, flying. That's going to hurt. Still, you've only got 10. What's this thing out there? 2. Yes, Hidetsugu is not going to consume it. You need to be a little bit more all-consuming there, Hidetsugu. And we win. I'm not sure. Oh, I got trample. There we go. That's how. Yeah, suck it. Falafel. Thorfael. All right, playing against DoomFaerie. DoomFaerie. Let me see that. DoomFaerie. There we go. Oh, we got 2 mana. 2, 2, 2. This will be 2. 1 and 2. Keep it. But we need black and white. Ooh, we got no reds. No reds for you. Otherwise, I don't play the blacks. I get it. I'm going to go for black. Which one is this? So, white. Let's give him the wave. Hey, man, how's it going, yo? Or Zarvi MFer up there. Looking all black and white. It's the 21st century, man. Invest. From his lifelink menace. Of course, I think you don't have a problem with creature kill. Hymns are the colors of control. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't play a single creature. Maybe angels. Oh, look at that. Let's see. Vanish. Nice. You can maybe discard something. I got lots of things to discard. Screw that crap. We are going to pump him. I can't play that, can I? Sure, why not? I can. Let's do it. I forget about that guy having his, like, super mana situation where he just is like, yeah, everything's totally cool, and you could play things for, like, 1. On the target's creature, it's -2 to the gray. And we win! That was a quick one. Oh, Jesus. We're playing against Bob. I mean, it looks to me like OO, but Bob. There we go. Let's see here. We have 3 mana. I like that. We got a dude. Angelfire Ignition. We have 3 colors. Yeah, let's go for it. All right, we just need 1 of each color. I can play each of these. Let's start off with, well, I don't want black and white first. So let's go with black. You almost tricked me into playing red. White. I bet you in olden days, people actually pronounced the H in white. White. It was probably important too. All right, here we go. Red. What are we going to do? We're going to Angelfire this jerk. You going to counter it? Here I come. All attack. That's 4, man. Let me introduce you to the all-consumer. It is upon him that the entire capitalist system relies. You know, as soon as Kikijiki shows up, I think there's going to be a seismic wave. So if you like to put out a creature, make sure it costs 1 or less. That would be really great right now. Oh, I always forget that takes out my stuff that does that kind of stuff. So I really kind of wanted to play it again. Put it on the guy with lifelink. That's just an investment to your future. Someone's dying, my lord. Its name is Kiki Jiki. Someone's dying, my lord. His name's Kiki Jiki. What does this do? Double strike? Is it an instant? So, like, I can just win next turn? Especially, like, he doesn't put anything out. I don't even have to kill Kiki Jiki. Yeah? I'm touching your fish. Yeah, you're kind of doing a lot of card grabbing and not enough actually doing anything. Should I just kill Kiki Jiki? That's what I should do. Boink, boink. Just to be so mean. He thinks he's cool because he's got like 9 life. And I can only deal with 6. He's going to dislike Kai's Onslaught. That's an instant. They're going to love that crap. Lifelink. All attack. Let it through. Oh, no. Can I do anything about it? Doesn't look like it. I'll save Kai's Onslaught. So what we are going to do, though, we're going to put him back out again. Oh, I can't do it. Nix the damage. There we go. I'm going to put him back out. And then we're going to go ahead and foretell. Kiki Jiki. You going to counter that? There we go. Good job. Maybe I fleshed out his only counter spell. Who am I going to pump here? Lifelink or the other guy? He's got trample. That sounds like fun. You can jump in front of... No, you can't. He's got menace. So the only thing you can do is jump in front of... Oh, not my Luminarch Aspirant. Okay, great. Here we go. Double strike. Good game. See you later, Bob. Victory! Alright, so this was MARDU Consume. And I got to say that this deck ended up... Sometimes I play this deck early just to see how well it's do. I play a lot of stinkers, you know, because you just got to try these things out. I'm not about to saddle you with some, you know, total piece of crap deck. You're going to watch for 20 minutes of some guy getting his butt beat constantly. That's not fun. So, but MARDU Consume was one that I played a few times, and I just could not get it. I couldn't get it. It just, I'd be out there, things were just getting wiped out or whatever. I don't know. I couldn't figure out how this deck was supposed to play, what was supposed to be good about it. And then I played it one last time, and it rocked. And I don't know, it's like something in my head, the switch flipped, and I kind of get it now. I get what this deck does. I still think it feels a little on the light side. Like it's really focused on doing what it's trying to do and is not very responsive to what other people might be doing. So it's kind of a deck that has its head up its butt a little bit too much. What was great about it? The thing that was great about it is you got double strike that you can just because it's an instant, you can surprise people with. You got... This guy's got Menace, which kind of keeps him out. Plus, you got that whole situation where spells that you cast at targeted creature cost 2 less to cast, which makes the things that are targeting creatures cost a lot less, meaning Angelfire Ignition will only cost you 2 mana, because you have to at least play the colored stuff, right? Kaya's Onslaught only costs you 1. Seismic Wave only costs you 1. I kind of wish there was more of that going on, but I mean, you can't count that you're always going to have Killian, I guess it's a legendary, to do what he needs to be done, right? I can never figure out why people like Showdown of the Skalds so much. I mean, it is okay, you know. We didn't play it in the games we just played at all. I don't think we even got it. But you know, because you can kind of look ahead at 4 cards and you exile them and you can play them for a couple of turns, right? But really this is mostly about getting some dudes out, pumping them, doing twice as much damage in surprising ways they're not familiar with. And then you know, wiping stuff out occasionally. The thing is, you don't have a lot of board wipes coming up. I mean, you have Hidetsugu, which basically is a token killer, right? The thing I do like about him quite a bit is the fact that he's got trample, and then, you know, you put a +1 counter on it every time it deals damage. So it was nice with that double strike, as he goes in, he deals damage, kills something, gets a +1 counter, and then comes back for a second round, you know, pumped up a little bit. That was pretty cool. I think that this deck has got a very definite niche in the meta. It's got a certain kind of deck it's looking to take out. Basically, anybody's playing a lot of tokens, right? And it likes to pump its dude up out of nowhere and just trample or menace its way through, and then hopefully do that a couple of times, killing the other people. Getting out multiple Luminarch Aspirants is always fantastic. The thing is, there's Luminarch Aspirants in tons of deck, and yet for some reason it seems to show up a lot in this deck. You can always guarantee to almost have 2 at a time. It's kind of a weird scenario, at which point then, yeah, you're just pumping something up by 2. Reckless Stormseeker, you know, that he's got the haste. There's just not that many creatures in here either, is there? It's Luminarch Aspirant. I guess we got Lizard Blades, which is, you know, doubles up on itself for double strike. It looks like it's mostly about just trying to get that double strike, and then you just pump up to 5 or 6, you know, then you're doing like 12 points of damage. Do that a couple times, they're dead. It's all about aggro and speed. You do have a slight bit of control, slight bit. 3 cards, I guess, you know, but, you know, they're not even 12. It's more like 10 of that. Yep. But somehow the deck does a fairly good job of putting it all together. If somebody had a bunch of control, you'd probably just not be able to do anything. I mean, you can play your haste guy, get him out there, you do some damage. But if they got a bunch of life gain or something, you wouldn't be able to keep up with it, I gotta believe. So let's give this deck a rating, right? Is this deck competitive? And let's take a look at my ranks on it. I mean, I found this at untapped.gg. It says that it has a 60% win rate out of 180 games played that it kept track of, right? 60% is really good. It's really good. What are my personal rates on this deck? Let's see if I can find that out super quick here. Let's see. MARDU CONSUME. I got a 78% win rate. Okay, this deck is competitive then. It is a competitive deck. Stats don't lie, right? Secondly, is it a fun deck? It is. Yeah, it is. I mean, the thing that's fun about it is that you got your dudes, they're looking at them, they're like, I got 9 life, I got 11 life. It's only going to do like 6 points of damage. It's fine. This deck can it's like a cobra or like a saltwater crocodile. It just jumps up out of nowhere, snaps your head off. It's definitely got a surprise factor to it that makes it super fun, right? Lastly, is there a theme to this deck? You know, that's why I'm a big fan of Tribal, because I love theme decks. This one, not so much. I don't see any themes here at all. I mean, it does a little bit of everything, you know, haste and life leak and menace and trample and then all of the above. If anything, it's trying to be everything. It's just trying to find a weakness to exploit. Yeah, then double striking through it, I guess. That's not much of a theme. So anyways, between the fun category and the competitiveness, I've got to give this deck an A. I think that MARDU Consume is a good deck that you should continue to play, and you would have some good amount of victories and fun with it. It's just missing out on the artistry of, having decks play off each other, or the cards play off each other, to provide a story or a theme that seems awesome. So there you go. It's an A-level deck. And if you so choose to play with this deck, I hope you have as much fun with it as I did. That is all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. From all of us here in the secret underground headquarters of Uncommonly Good MTG, have a great day. In the words of my people, may the force be with you always.